Alright, just to start off the video, I want to say something that I totally forgot to say in the video. If you want to make sure that your lag keys and your Steam custom control mappings continue to work after switching to the Downpatch version, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. And if my voice bothers you, just watch it in 1.5 speed and pause when you need to, or whatever. Hey there everyone. As you likely know if you're watching this video, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, can't speak today, was recently updated, and it patched a lot of bugs that were, or a lot of exploits that were used in runs. So now we need a good way to downpatch the game. There was a tutorial on how to do it with Hollow Knight that you could extrapolate, but you'd have to look up the ManifestIDs, you'd have to get a certain tool working, you'd have to do a bunch of stuff. So I decided to go out of my way to build a rehydrated downpatcher program. So this link up here will be in the description. If you want to if you want to install an older version and you have it on Steam, that is a requirement. So yeah, you have to own the game on Steam. Go here, download this file, this .zip. Put it just anywhere in your downloads. Another thing I do want to mention before you look at this is that this is literally cobbled together in 6 hours straight of coding that I did right after, 9 hours of work. So I'm a little tired and there will probably be bugs, but assuming you do this properly, it will work. I did skimp a little on the error checking, so if you type things in wrong, just exit out and retry it. There shouldn't be any issues with doing that. Alright, so after you get it downloaded and you open it, it'll show up in a window like this. Just go ahead and hit extract. Just extract it to downloads or wherever you want. The default usually will just extract it where it is and open it up for you. So now all you want to do is double click this, hit run. First thing you want to do is, if you haven't done this already, and if you don't know if you have, you probably haven't, click this first button, hit run. And I already have it installed, but go just hit next a bunch of times until it's done. And then whenever it's done, you'll be back here. Now, you want to select your game revision. So everyone was mostly playing on the newest version before the latest patch, which was 603.899. This is the one I like to play on. Now you want to enter your Steam username and your Steam password. Also, you should note that this will be on screen, so probably don't click this until you're, in a spot where people aren't going to see your password. I will, of course, blur mine out, but for your sake, I'd say to be careful. And it'll pop up this folder. You want to find where you want to install it. I'm just going to go to C, Steam, which should be right here, and Common, or Steam Apps Common. And then I've already created a new folder called Rehydrated Downpatch Revisions, and inside of it I've already got all 3 of them myself, but you can create a new one called My Old Game, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. So you select it, hit OK. Now this will tell you that if you're using a SteamGuard authenticator, you'll be prompted for an authentication code. So that won't be an issue if you don't have that set up, but if you do, be aware of that. Also, it tells you this installation is going to take a long time, so be very patient. You're downloading the entire game, and you're not doing it through the Steam client, so it doesn't have multi-threaded downloads, so it will take a while. Also, you are probably going to see some internal server error messages. That's just what happens sometimes with some of the files. It'll keep retrying them. 9 times out of 10, it'll work just fine, so just let it go until it's finished. So we hit OK. It'll pop up this menu here, and as you can see, it asks for my 2-factor authentication. I'm unlucky enough that I don't think I'm gonna make it in time. I did make it in time, cool. So as you can see, it'll download all of the files into the folder you selected. Well, it'll download them to, well, technically it downloads them to the programs folder that I made, and then it moves them to your selected install directory. So this is going to take a really long time. So I'm just going to chill and skip the video to when this is done. Alright, so as you can see, we finished the download here. And as you can see, it's just kind of hanging here. Just be patient. It has to move 7 gigs of files to a different drive possibly. So just give it a moment. Even after it says it's finished, just let it load. And eventually it'll pop up with installation complete and hit OK. Now, we go to that folder that we set it to install to. That is the wrong thing. Steam apps, common, my old game. We have this here, and if we just double click it, it should start up just fine. Let's see what version it is. Should be that 603.899, I think. Yeah. So as you can see, it's the correct version. Now, one more thing that I think it's really important to cover here. Don't go just yet. This is important. If you use custom Steam mappings to bind like lag keys or anything like that, what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to open up Steam, go to SpongeBob SquarePants. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to Big Picture mode. And you want to go, oopsie, I'm bad at things and stuff. I've been awake for too long and I just spent 6 hours coding, so bear with me. Go to library, go here, go to the game, go to manage game, go to controller configuration. All right, if I could have my controller plugged in, go to controller configuration. Now you want to export config, save new local only binding file. Name it Bob or whatever, or I'm gonna call mine Bob 2 because I already have one called Bob, and hit save. Now hit done, back, and just get out of Steam Big Picture mode. Now what you want to do is you want to add a game down here at the bottom left, add a non-Steam game. Now hit browse. Now if you still have this folder open, if I could ever get it opened up, copy this and then go back to add a game, and where it has the browse window, paste this here and copy this here and hit add selected programs. Now you'll notice you have 2 installs over here. This is the one that's new. This is the old version, so you can launch it directly from Steam like you always did. This is technically an offline installation. So you want to go back to Big Picture mode, go to library, go to recent, or well, I guess you just go to games, and you can always filter by ready to play and make it a little easier if you're like me and have way too many installed games. You'll see this one here. It's different from the actual one. Now you want to go to manage shortcut, controller configuration. You want to go to browse configs, your other games, scroll down until you find Battle for Bikini Bottom, rehydrated. And as you can see, this should be the same one. If these keys aren't what you think they should be, you can check this one. This one's similar. Your binding will be on here. It might be difficult to tell which one's which. You'll just have to look at them and make sure they're right, and then apply configuration. Now hit done. Now you can just hit back, just go back, and then get out of Steam Big Picture again. Now, when you start it up from Steam, you'll notice that I should have my bindings set up correctly. There we go. So I'm in game. If I continue, I should be able to lag just fine if I set it up. Yep, lag key still works. So your bindings per game change when you do it this way, because this is technically a different game. So yeah, that's how you downpatch your game using my new tool and preserve your Steam mappings. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around.